talk about a game where two teams that have been up and down all season go into an AFC East showdown that could have shook up the standings pretty bad if the Jets won. But you predicted that the Bills were going to win 2017. I predicted the Jets were going to win 21-14. We thought that this was going to be the close game of the week. We thought that this might be the game of the week even. And it ended up being a blowout, 32-6.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised.
I wasn't either.
Zach Wilson did Zach Wilson things and got replaced per usual by Tim Boyle, who looked, even though he had an interception, to me he looked more comfortable.
Yeah.
Than Zach Wilson, and the offense looked better overall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised he got named the starter going forward.
He's just taking those.
Were you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think Zach Wilson was the issue. I think Zach Wilson somewhat was the issue because he wasn't taking the checkdowns and taking the free yardage that the defense was giving him. Sure. That's a big deal.
Yeah, no, Zach Wilson loves to push it downfield. Right?
Yeah.
He loves taking those chances. And that's always been to me, one of his bigger downfalls. He likes taking too many risks and won't just take, the easy yardage.
Yeah. And, honestly, Breece Hall only having 10 carries, that's problematic. They, coming out of the first quarter, they were only down 6. And then coming into the half, they were down 16-6. So, a touchdown and field goal away. You can't abandon your run game that early, man. Especially when you have Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. The way that you be in the Bills throughout the season is controlling the clock and getting in Josh Allen's face, minimizing those situations where, minimizing those situations where, you can get burnt. Making it so Josh Allen has to do those checkdowns because he doesn't. He won't. He's stubborn about it. That's why he has 12 picks on the season. That's why he's been sacked 14 times because, he'll throw the ball away instead of checking it down. And that's one of Josh Allen's biggest flaws. But, with that being said, you let Josh Allen do Josh Allen things, he's going to beat you. And the Jets did. They didn't interfere enough. And I do think Zach Wilson has potential. And I think that once Zach Wilson becomes a free agent, I think he'll get a Jared Goff type renaissance. I just don't think the Jets are the right team for him, and I don't think that they're built around him correctly. When the time comes, if Kenny Pickett keeps playing the way that Kenny Pickett is, he has a chance to prove it at this point that, he deserves to be the starting quarterback of the Steelers. I wouldn't mind Zach Wilson coming in, and giving him a shot, or, he ends up going to a team like, maybe even the Giants in a couple seasons, or
Do you think the Jets try and release Zach Wilson after this year?
No.
Or because he is still on the rookie contract, so right, so it's still fairly cheap, even if it is in a backup role.
Because here's my big thing, right? If the Jets somehow weasel their way into the playoffs this year, and Aaron Rodgers goes and gets a chip, let's say that scenario happens, does he retire?
No better way to retire than on a freaking chip, man. So it's possible.
Yeah. And, they're probably not going to, so probably Aaron Rodgers is going to, come back next season and everything. But, in the case scenario, entertaining the idea. But, the thing is with Zach Wilson is, he's cheap. He's a good second string quarterback. And, you could trade him. I could see them trading him because you could still get a third round value for him and take none of his
low
contract.
level.
Yeah, third, second round pick.
Maybe he goes to the Bucks and he competes with Baker for a shot.
Yeah,
and sometimes all a player needs is just a change of scenery.
Yeah,
right. A new team, new players around him.
Yeah, even a team like the Seahawks, I would love to see. Have a chance with them.